Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it back to Europe. In fact, we are in Austria for the very first time, right here in the old town of Vienna. Now, I think the right word to describe this place is epic, because buildings such as the one you see behind me are like a dime a dozen around here. Everywhere is so grand and strong looking with incredible architecture. It definitely feels like this was the capital city of empires for hundreds and hundreds of years. In fact, it's very surprising to me that there are only 9 million people in Austria. Because of the historical significance of Vienna and Austria in general, I would have thought like 5 times that, like 30 or 40 million easily. Now, we don't really know what to expect because it is our first time here, although I have a general good impression of Austria. One, because Arnold Schwarzenegger's from Austria. That's good. He's a bit of a modern day Renaissance man. And also the first thing I think of when I think of Austria is the movie The Sound of Music, which is one of the greatest movies of all time, honestly. So I have a good impression without really knowing what to expect. So let's explore Vienna. Oh, check it out. Mozart candy. I guess Mozart, one of the most famous Austrians of all time.
You will hear music playing as you eat the chocolate.
Wow. Now, speaking of Mozart, we have now come to the Vienna State Opera House, which is an absolutely massive place. I can't believe how big it is. I don't know how many seats are in there and how many people want to see opera nowadays, but this place is gigantic. And to be clear, it was built like 100 years after Mozart was really banging, but bang he did. Because Mozart made 240 hours of music.
Wow.
Despite the fact he died in his 30s. For context,
Wow.
Eminem, who is widely regarded as quite prolific, Eminem has made 40 hours of music. 200 hours less, and Eminem's pushing 60. So, to be fair, in preparing for this trip, I listened to a lot of Mozart music. I've been on some YouTube playlists.
That's right.
And honestly, it's a lot of violence. But Baby Jean here, she must be Mozart's newest, biggest fan. Because once the classical music hits the speakers, Baby Jean is like so happy. She stands up so fast she falls over and laughs at herself and dances. So something about babies, I think they love classical music.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess Baby Jean has the most refined palate. Anyway, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's nice to see everybody's out in the streets. It does not feel like a tourist trap around here. It feels like real life is happening.
True.
With that being said, I think it's time for brunch. Let's go eat.
Let's go.
I mean, it looks so good there, right? This is gonna take forever to order. This is actually the menu. They've got 5 by 5, 25 recipes. I think I'm gonna go for chicken liver. Chicken liver.
I'm gonna go beef with horseradish and cucumber,
Oh, sounds good.
and maybe truffled egg with ham.
Oh, also good. Yeah. Oh, some good options over here, man. Some really good options over here. All right, so we got 5 options. Look good, right?
Yeah, looks so
And
good.
honestly, I had to get this beer. Look at the beer.
It is the cutest beer. It's so small. Wow.
Although, honestly, total ripoff. €2. At the grocery store, you can get a half liter of beer for 50 cents. So this is, I guess it's 180 mils.
It is very cute.
1.8 euros. Just good for brunch.
Yeah.
Now, we got 5 different options here. One of them is for Baby Jean.
Yeah.
This is chicken liver.
Chicken liver for Baby Jean.
Baby Jean loves chicken liver, but she's
You
gonna
can
make a
have-
real
you
mess.
can have
of
a
this.
bite.
I'll have a bite. She's gonna make a real mess.
And? Good.
Super good.
The sandwiches are tiny too. They're all tiny. Okay, Baby Jean, don't make a mess.
The bread is Would you call that rye bread?
Oh, it looks like rye. Yeah,
Rye bread.
that's right.
Obviously, the whole thing is cold, so it's
Yeah.
like a nice small snack.
All right, finally, some leveraging. Good for you. You like it? She likes it. Yummy.
First bite was a bit like.
Yummy.
Yeah,
oh,
make
yeah.
you strong, Gene. Make you big and strong.
Look at that.
Wow, and just like that, there are people everywhere. I guess most of them are tourists, but it still feels like real life is happening because there's trucks delivering beer and tons of stores full of people. This is a hustling, bustling place full of people out enjoying the good weather in the old town of Vienna. Wow. So we've come to St. Stephen's Cathedral, which I think is one of the main features here in the old town because there are people everywhere, so many tourists with their phones out, as well as many young students with their teacher on a school trip, learning about the history of their country. Now, this is a good time to talk about architecture because I almost didn't have to Google it, although I did Google it to be sure. The cathedral behind me, clearly Gothic architecture, which generally is my favorite architecture. It's so intricate and it's so tough looking. It just looks like that church could beat you up, you know? It looks rugged. And I love the tiled roof up top, which is shining in the sun. The tower goes so high in the sky and still intricate all the way up in the sky. It's just really 5-star looking church. And it's fun to stand here because as you go around the circle, beside the big church, you've got this building, which I'm gonna guess is like a modern architecture. It's clearly a hotel.
I think so.
Not nearly as beautiful, although not everything can be Gothic, so this is okay.
Yep.
Beside this building, you've got this thing, which I'm gonna say is like an Art Deco. I mean, this building stands out as the ugliest building in the area. Horrible looking.
My goodness.
Curved glass, it's terrible compared to big, concrete, rugged statues, you know? And then beside this building, you've got these two, which I'm gonna say are Baroque. Not bad, also not bad. So you've got like 4 different kinds of architecture standing right here with people all around. It's a good tourist attraction. Now, in terms of the cathedral, it was built in the 1100s after Saint Stephen, who I didn't realize was alive at the time of Jesus.
Wow.
Saint Stephen was stoned to death in the year 35, which is always interesting to imagine a year with 2 digits. It's a long time ago. And that makes him the first martyr in the history of Christianity.
Wow.
So anyway, that's his cathedral, Saint Stephen. It's amazing to look at, and it's a great spot to be. And so far the weather is perfect and the Vienna trip is going splendidly. Let's keep going. And so the inside of St. Stephen's Cathedral is even more wow. And it's interesting to think of a religious building being a tourist attraction because there are people everywhere, and rightfully so. And it's such a powerful place because these are the institutions, these are the ideas that really built the country. The idea that any person can get to heaven, right? You can achieve life's greatest ambition simply through being good. Not through how much money you have or where you're born or how you're born, but goodness is the main focus of your life. It gives you a good sense of optimism for the future. This place is really humbling. Something about the super high ceilings just makes you feel so small. Wow. Oh, amazing place. Amazing place. This is a statue I can get behind. Look at this guy. First of all, he's ripped. Second of all, he's smashing what appears to be a 4-headed dragon. He's standing on it and smashing it with a club. Not bad. Not bad at all. And so we've come to Hofburg, which by the way is a huge place. Absolutely massive grounds here. And this was the winter residence of the Habsburgs. Now, if you're from Canada like me, you might have never heard of these people, but if you're from Europe, I think you know. Because this was a royal family that was in charge of many empires across Europe, including Spain during the Age of Expansion, as well as the Holy Roman Empire. So for hundreds of years, this family was like king and queens. Now, hold your horses, everybody, because back then they were believed to have like royal blood. That was the idea. They were like special DNA, and so they didn't want to mate with regular people. There was no Princess Dianas back then. And so the Habsburgs inbred themselves to the point of like facial deformities.
Wow.
And I think it actually led to the end of their sort of reign because they were unable to rule anymore because of inbreeding. So it's interesting for me because in Canada we don't have any of this history. It's very unique to me. And people all around. So interesting stuff. Oh, look at that. Never seen that before. The green and red people that tell you to walk across the road or not. Two people holding hands. See that? Wow. All right, Ivana, follow the rules. Oh my gosh, there's even a heart. There's even a heart. It's two people and a heart. Aww. Wow, that's nice. So nice. And so we've come to something called the Naschmarkt. Now, Nasch translates to snack. So we were concerned there would only be snack food over here, but as it turns out, they have proper restaurants that are very beautiful and in the shade, which is good timing. No, thank you. No, thank you. And so I finally got my schnitzel that I was looking forward to so much. Wiener Schnitzel, of course. But before we eat, I gotta say this, because this beer, I gotta say this once and for all. For anyone who's European and watching this, the people behind us are laughing at us because Baby Jean waking up. Baby Jean's gonna put her hand in the goulash. Baby Jean trying to put her hand in the goulash. You can't eat goulash with your hands, Jean. Anyway, what I was trying to say was, take it from a North American. European beer is the best, man.
Wow.
It took me some years to get used to it because in Canada, we make beer so cold it has no flavor. This beer is not that cold, but it has some flavor to it. It has like a bite to it, you know? But it's actually so much better. I think every European person knows that European beer is the best, but I gotta say once and for all, so good. And so with that being said, let's eat. We got strudel, which look a bit like fish and chips, no? Now on the menu there was pork strudel and veal strudel. I got the pork to save 10 euros. And of course it's Wiener Schnitzel, meaning it's from Vienna. I guess it's almost like Vienna is a country, because the whole menu, it never says Austrian food. It says Vienna food.
You are right.
So I wonder what the people in Austria are eating outside of Vienna.
That's true.
Pork, fried. Simple and good, I bet you. Very good. I think the lemon will make it even better. I mean, how could this be bad? It's like my two favorite things is meat and it's fried. Right? Very good. Very good. Now, the waiter recommended this, which he said is traditional potato salad. The potatoes must be in the bottom, no? Because, here we go. And what's on top? Baby spinach, no?
Those were pretty big side dishes. You know, when you think about it, they're pretty big side dishes.
Good.
That's pretty good.
Oh, it was?
It's all got some kind of cream in it. See?
Yeah. Very nice.
It's so light. This is pretty good. Seriously, this is really good.
Mix it with the
I love you, Ivana. Got goulash.
Viennese goulash with bread pudding.
Now, when I think goulash, I gotta be honest, I think Hungary. So this is Viennese goulash.
Oh my god. It's kind of like the European version of rendang.
What? What?
It's true. Rendang is, I'm from Indonesia, and Indonesian beef stew. So it looks like it already. It kind of looks like rendang.
The color is like rendang. True.
A little bit like that.
So what that means is you absolutely love it because rendang is the best food in the history of food.
Oh yeah. And some bread pudding. It's not like the pudding you're thinking of. It's bread pudding.
Oh, it looks like normal bread almost.
Very good with the meat.
Actually, this is the European rendang because the bread pudding is like the ketupat rice. You know when you squeeze rice together and make a little kind of rice pudding? This is the European rendang.
Wow. It is so good. Paprika flavor. A little kick too.
Yeah.
It's rich in flavor. Wow. Very good. I didn't think the goulash would be like this, but it reminds me of rendang from Indonesia, which is weird.
That's awesome.
Wow, this is very good. 5 stars.
Nice.
The sauce is thick. It's not like soupy. It's a proper stew.
Yeah, I was thinking of more of a soupy thing. Very, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, it seems like every person in Austria speaks English.
That's right.
True, right?
Steve, you gotta try this. Try it.
And you'll see the opera. You actually have the best opera. Wow. If you go to the left of the market, you'll see the secession building, which is this white temple.
Wow. It's better than this. That's so good.
Yeah?
Wow, that's so good.
Oh, no, we're at about the mid-tour.
Oh, that's 5-star goulash. Wow, that's good.
Wow, it's good.
Oh, that's good. And probably even better in like the winter. It's kind of hot right now. It's not even the right time for it. But the flavor is like one little drop over here, and you taste the whole mouthful. It's good flavor. Strong, no?
Yes.
Wow, good.
Very rich in flavor.
Oh, yeah. Baby Jean and bread pudding. Pretty good, huh?
Yummy.
Oh, she likes bread. Okay, baby Jean. A little bit of goulash. What do you say? Oh, she loves the goulash. She can't sit still for the goulash. Num, 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 num. So listen, a lot of cities you go to, they have a market. And they say, you should really go check out the market. For the most part, who cares? I gotta tell you, this is a great market. Everything under the sun and so beautifully arranged, so brightly colored, smells good, not too crowded, not too hot. This is a great market. We don't really need to buy anything, unfortunately.
No.
I don't need 400 grams of olives or something. But this is a great market. Tell you what, the salespeople here are talkative, but not pushy. Which is important to me because once they start trying to sell you stuff, it's bothersome. But they're not bothersome over there. And we didn't take any samples because we didn't buy anything. Which is hard because some of those olives look pretty good to sample.
Olive with cheese inside.
So it turns out we're going to try some stuff because this is fantastic. We just stumbled into this by accident. Looks like wine or something, right?
Yeah, I thought it was wine.
It looks like a winery over here.
Yeah.
It's vinegar. And the lovely lady encouraged us to try. So you just take this thing, okay?
This is what flavor?
This is, I have no idea, but let's just try it. You just put it on your hand.
Uh-huh.
I love vinegar. I love sour flavor. I mean, this is a good gift for someone in Canada. Could you bring them, hey, I could buy you some artisanal vinegar.
Right.
Or would they be like, what the heck are you buying me this nonsense for?
I would love that.
You want to try this?
actually.
It's so good. I mean, put this in your mouth and thank me later.
What flavor
it's
is
amazing.
this? We gotta find out.
I don't know the flavor. We'll ask her. It's strong.
Ooh, this one is kind of spicy.
Yeah.
Got a kick. Wow. I know this one is yuzu. Yuzu is Japanese lemon.
Sweet banana vinegar. What? They got honeydew melon. They got sweet apricot.
I'm gonna try the banana. I never tried banana vinegar before.
Banana vinegar. Is it good?
Amazing. So good. This one is so good.
Okay, we'll buy one bottle of vinegar at least. Come on. You can't try all these vinegars and not buy any. All right, so in a move we might later regret, we did not buy any vinegar. We decided we don't need a bottle of vinegar.
Right.
Although we did see Mr. Charles Yu, famous from the YouTube comments, which was nice to meet one of our subscribers and new friends. Now our plan is to go to the Vienna Museum, although we can't bring ourselves to get out of this chair and stop looking at this church.
I mean, we got the best view right here.
This is St. Charles Church. I love the two columns. If you see the little storytelling going around the column, we've seen that before from the Romans.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's Roman inspired or what, but it's just fantastic. And this red chair is like a lazy boy recliner here. It's just, I mean, are we ever gonna go to the museum or just stay here for 2 more hours?
Right?
A couple cold beers. The best. So eventually we did make it to the museum. And stop me if you heard this before, but wow, what a good museum. Really, truly, very tremendously good museum. It's called the Wien Museum, so it's Museum of Vienna, and it's 100% chronologically laid out, so you can just walk through it decade by decade, century by century. They've got the original drawing of the tower at St. Stephen's Cathedral, which, because that tower is so tall, the piece of paper the guy drew it on is like 3 or 4 meters long. So that was pretty great to see, and they even let me try on a medieval armor.
How does it feel? Stiff or?
It feels like I need to wash my hand.
Oh boy.
And so from there we saw the Habsburg monarchy kind of rising and falling, growing and shrinking. Although baby Jean, I don't know if she loves museums or what, but she wouldn't stop screaming in there. Not screaming angrily, just happy noises of something similar to this. So we kind of sped through the museum because she wouldn't stop yelling, and it's so quiet in there. Her voice is echoing off all the walls.
That's right.
Now, at the end of the museum, they bring you to 1900s, which they do bring you through World War II. I don't know if you guys know this, but the person who's widely regarded as the worst guy ever is from Austria, which has got to suck if you're Austrian. I think a lot of people associate him with Germany,
Right.
which is kind of fine by me if I'm Austrian. But they made no bones about it, and they even said Auschwitz is a horrible place where tons of terrible things happened, but those things also happened here in Vienna. So they weren't trying to pass the buck or anything. And so my point is, totally comprehensive museum of hundreds and hundreds of years of Vienna. Would recommend, and it's free.
Great.
So for me, it's absolutely great. Now I'll admit that traveling with baby, I'm tired already. It's like 4 o'clock or something. I'm tired. So I think we'll push on a little more and hopefully finish the day with a little bit of apple strudel. Boom, let's go. Well, I guess baby Jean has seen better places. And so, first things first, we've strapped baby Jean to a chair. She looks pretty comfortable actually, although we realize she has some dry skin on her cheek and chin. So we're about to go home and moisturize our sweet daughter.
Yes.
But first, dessert.
This is the famous sacher cake from Vienna. It got chocolate with layer of, I believe, apricot jam.
What?
Yes.
Apricot jam.
It's famous because I think Sacher used to be a chef for the royal family, and he created this cake, and The king loved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's try it. Oh yeah. You can see the moist part is the apricot jam.
Apricot jam is unexpected, no?
Yeah, yeah. Quite good. Because it's sweet, rich in chocolate, but also kind of sour from the apricot. Got that balance, sour and sweet and bitter. Very good.
Not bad. It's very soft and moist, no?
Yeah, very soft and kind of wet. The cake itself is kind of wet.
It's wet, right?
Yeah. Moist and wet. Pretty good. I like it.
Not bad. I mean, it can be bad. It's dessert.
It's, the only bad thing is it's not big enough. It could be bigger.
Maybe Jean wants some.
Sure. Your first cake, or should you wait for your first birthday?
Yeah, first birthday cake coming soon,
First
Jean.
birthday.
Now, I got apple strudel. I'm not really a dessert man, but I just figure when in Rome, you know?
When in Vienna,
That's what I'm saying.
you try the apple strudel.
Actually, I come from the land of apple pie.
Yeah,
That looked pretty good, no?
looks quite good. Yeah,
Look good, right?
yeah.
Oh, it's warm.
Oh,
Your cake is not very warm, is it?
no.
This is cold, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Same kind of ingredients like apple pie. You taste cinnamon, and bits of apple. So this one very flaky. See the layers?
Yeah.
Then I'll do a little bit of whipped cream. I mean, how can it be bad, honestly? This is a nice treat. I hear you.
Can Jean eat apple strudel?
She's
Hey,
like,
give it a little taste there.
give her some apple and cinnamon. Come
Yeah.
on. Be gentle, okay? The fork. Don't stab yourself. There you go.
Good. Yummy. How is it?
Tasty, right? She literally goes,
She loves it.
Tell you what, we did a full day today. It's now 6 p.m.
Oh yeah, I'm tired.
We started at 9:15 or so. That was a full day.
Yeah.
And with baby, I'm beat, man. I'm about to fall asleep at
is-
8 o'clock.
Honestly, the perfect end to our day.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Although I think the strudel is better than the sachertorte.
Really?
No offense.
Oh,
This is better.
I gotta try it. Jean wants another bite.
Ken. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right.